Is this thing working? Oh, shit. Wow, you could hear the heater. I don't want that shit in my video. I don't want my face in the video either. I'm just kidding, but I got this fucking hat. Theo, can you tell I'm a huge fan? I love him so much. It's crazy how much I watch him and crack up and know so much about him. I'm like, I just want him to find his wife. I do. I want him to be a father. He just always talks about it. And I'm like, he's so funny. He can make someone so happy. Like, I get it. Like, we all had our moments where you just go off the rails and it takes you a second to be like, okay, I'm ready for a relationship. But yeah, how the fuck do people do this without the breathingness? I think that's why I need like a filter or just a better mic, maybe. Like, what the fuck? Is there a mute button on this thing? Okay, if anybody has this. This is the shitty thing that I'm using. Oh, that's the mute button. So if you need to cough or something, I've got these crazy things here. Oh yeah, let's go. Send it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Those are the only 4 that this thing has. God damn. You really hear every fucking thing. So I'm getting to know my settings and how I like it. Wow, that shit was on 10. And I talk loud. So maybe that's part of the problem. And maybe it's a little bit better like this. Not so high up, you know? We don't need to be screaming out here. That's actually one of the things that my dad told me. He'd be like, right there. Actually, he'd say, stop saying like. That's one of the things I try to be more mindful of. And as I make more videos, I'm sorry, you will hear me say like so fucking much, but I will promise. Because editing it and hearing it is terrible. So my dad would always say, I'm right here. You don't have to yell. I'm like, ah, shit, you're right. But I guess I'm very enthusiastic where I just want to be like, yo, so today, like... So yeah, I definitely don't need this shit to be blasting, because then when I edit it, I'm going to have to be like, turn that shit down. And guys, the editing and recording is one thing. Okay, we had to get better at this. Like, I had to make sure that I'm looking at the lens and, I don't know, do all the other things. But they say, start making videos and start figuring it out, right? So that's what we're doing here. Like, at first, I'm not even gonna lie, this fucking light that's above me this is why I honestly understand now why people wear hats and sunglasses. It's blinding me, and it's on number 2. And I'm like, push that shit over. But I'm like, no. You could literally hear my heat just turn on. Now, this is going to be my next issue is, you know, I got all this stuff because I was thinking it's easy to travel with, and I could just hear the fucking shit in the background. Everything. You could literally hear everything. So I apologize if you could hear how fucking annoying that was. I'm going to get better. Come on. I might look better because it's not focused, but come on, man. That's another issue. Maybe I need to fix my camera settings. So it's a work in progress. I just have to sit down, get a couple thoughts out, and realize these things, because I wouldn't have realized these things if I didn't start and try, right? But yeah, check out the hat. Check out the hat. If you like Theo Von, TheoVon.com. I'm promoting him for free because I love him. And let's be honest, ain't nobody seeing my shit. But at the same time, you never know, because you find people when they have so many videos and then, you know, they're like well established. And something fun that I like to do is I'll say, let me see their first video. Let's see the first couple real authentic videos, because the OGs don't delete that shit, because come on. Everybody starts somewhere, and it's cool to see the progress. I feel so funny. You can like hear me breathing like. Okay. Can't weird people out just yet. But so I thought about that, and I said, let's see the first couple videos, right? And I'm just gonna use the Yvonne as an example. And I went to like one of his first podcasts. He's like in the closet. He's still himself. He's still ridiculously. So it's like, yeah, I am gonna be fucking weird. If I weird someone out, I might as well weird them out now, you know? Oh, it didn't work. Oh, it's just down. Give it up to me. As I'm by myself in my fucking basement. Dude, doing this shit makes you feel slightly like a psychopath. Definitely a little fucking weird. But that's why I'm trying it. Because I'm fucking weird. Let's see. So, yeah, we'll get better. I had to do this. I had to go through this awkward, weird moment of not knowing where to look, how to breathe, apparently, how maybe I have to stay back. No, that sounds more worse. I have to keep looking at this thing because the one time I was doing this, there's a little red dot on there, and that shit was off. And I go, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I would have probably never shared it because, yeah, but it wasn't recording, so it doesn't matter. I don't want to edit out stuff, but in the beginning, I'm totally going to be editing some stuff. I want to get more friends to do this with me, so it's less me just bullshitting, but I also want to, I have hundreds of topics and stories that I want to share. And the problem right now that I'm having is that I just feel so nervous that I'll forget the story. And I'm like, I literally lived it, and I fucking tell it so many times. It's one of those things where, like, they're your stories. I meet someone, and I'll have a story for whatever the fuck, like, to combat their story. So, you know, this is just going to be a work in progress, but bear with me. I don't fucking know what I'm doing, but I'm just going to be having a good time. I kind of really look forward to doing this more with friends and having the memories forever, having a free space to just vent, talk, hold myself accountable, be funny if I can, be entertaining, lighten it up, you know, make the people know that we're all a little bit fucking fucked up. We're all a little insane. And, yeah, just share shit. So that's kind of like the gist of all of this. Don't really know what I'm going to talk about right now, but I really like this hat. I haven't worn it yet. Oh, but I think I don't know if I finished my thought. I understand why people wear hats and glasses, because this shit's bright as fuck. Also, I understand why you have to do this multiple times, because it's hard to look at the fucking camera. Like, I just don't feel that comfortable looking at the camera yet. I tend to feel more comfortable staring at the blank wall over here for some reason. And I don't want to put the camera over there because it's going to be the same issue. And I found this cool little light that I got. It's nice. You can change the color from my phone. That's pretty cool. Just screws into, you don't even need to plug the light in. And got a little thing over there. And then I have a fireplace right here that my mom is terrified of fires. And honestly, I agree. This house is old too. Like, we have had the chimney cleaned, but if we were going to use that thing, like, come on. It'd just be this whole thing We don't use it, and a lot of cold air comes in, so that's actually like a fucking thing to cover the fireplace. But it's a very nice downstairs if it wasn't just my little storage unit. This is my storage unit, my little extra space, because I have a bunch of shit, and one day I will bring all my shit with me wherever I end up. For now, it's my work from home station / a little place to make some vids. So, thankful. So, mommy. Oh, I know what I could say. Today, I realized that I love fucking reading comments. I always have, because it's one of those things where you read a comment on something and I didn't know that other people thought this. I realized in another podcast that people actually think this too. But when you read other comments, you kind of like reassure yourself of, okay, I'm not crazy. Like, I wasn't the only one that was thinking that. And or other opinions, and you kind of say, oh, actually, like, that was a different way of looking at this. If it's like controversial, oh, that's another thing I will get better at. I suck at speaking and pronouncing words. So, whatever, dude. Like, it's so funny. People be like, I have an excuse. English isn't my first language. And I'm like, I don't have an excuse. It is my first language, but I don't give a fuck. Yeah, so sorry about that. Just kind of like grew up in a town where, you know, high school was dog shit. People move out of this town because our fucking high school's dog shit. Not even kidding. But I like to think that I'm smart. There's little things that, whatever, dude. If I can't speak all the words, it's alright, I guess. You know, there could be other things. At least I didn't grow up in the hood. And respect to all those that have. I'm just thankful for what I have, but it ain't no pristine place either. But anyway, you can continue your growth. Back to what I was saying. Here I go again off another tangent. I do that a lot. That's another thing that I'm sorry, and I will try to get better at. Staying on track, kind of like Trump says, weaving back. Sometimes I forget to weave back. I just go off track, so I'll try to avoid that. So now, today I was reading comments, and it was one of those moments where I just realized, I'm like, I love reading comments. They make me, like, I won't scroll on Instagram, Facebook. I'll find one thing, mostly YouTube, like 9 times out of 10 on YouTube. But whatever it is, I will read comments a long time on one post. I will just be reading hundreds of, like it's a book. I don't know why I do that. And then I'm like, I've been reading comments under this post for a retarded amount of time. Like, what? But I know people do that and like enjoy it, because I'll read the comments and it will be like, so happy for the comment section. Everybody's thinking this. And I'm just like, wow, I'm part of that. But one sec, I gotta take this thing out. I ain't gonna lie, I love them. So, I was on YouTube and I was watching old live videos. And a big thing that I look at when I'm on YouTube, I'm like a stats person, so I like to look at how many views. So like I'll see a video and it will say 161 million views, and I gotta watch this, dude. That's crazy. Then I get in the comic section and I'm reading all this stuff, and what I realized today that I can only do sometimes, because it's like, it's so, like, I was tearing up. I was watching a live video. This is probably like the 15th live video that I was watching of a performer. So this one was Nothing Compared to You. And it was the Chris, I just don't want to butcher his name. Fucking Young, all right. And the other lady, people are going to hate me because I don't know her name. She's the one that was singing it bald. I can't pronounce her name. That's another thing I'm so embarrassed about. I fucking suck at pronouncing shit. I could look at it forever and I can't pronounce it. That's why I'll never be able to learn another language, because it's like, sound it out. I'm like, what? O'Connor. It's so embarrassing that I can't speak. Seriously, it makes me want to delete. Edit. Embarrassing. Re. But I was watching those two live ones and I was reading the comments, and it's just, first of all, a beautiful, amazing fucking song. And the lyrics and the time period and the comments just make you realize how connected music makes you feel. All these different things. One person said, music is the closest thing to a time machine. Like, so fucking true. I just love the comic section. So then the other ones that were really getting to me were basically people sharing stories. Like, they'll say, I'm 73 years old. My wife loved this song. She would always shed a tear saying how beautiful it was. She just passed away. And this song is just heavy. And then someone else will say, my son killed himself when he was 16. And every time I listen to this song, like, I don't know, people just share things in the comic section that is so authentic and real and crazy to think I'm just a stranger and I'm reading this tearing. I don't know. Dude, I love doing it though. And then I go so far that I'm almost like, you will never meet this person. You will never, nothing. It's just a simple comment. Some people share so much though. So if you don't do that, I mean, check it out. And then also for other situations, I'll read comments like I was saying to just kind of like validate what I'm thinking. Because I don't like to go off. I'll watch a video and I'll be like, this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. This guy's a Riri. And I'll read the comments and it will be people that I trust commenting that, you know, that I like their views or whatever, and they'll say something that supports it, and then I rethink what I first thought, and I say, I just probably don't know, like, so then I rewatch the video, you know, like shit like that, or I'll go on their page now, and then I listen to, because it's usually all controversial things, or a story that the news led me down the wrong way a while ago and I just never looked back into that story. So then when I'm seeing this post, my first thought is this is all bullshit. And then I listen to the comments and I'm like, actually, these people, every single person in the comic section is saying this is not bullshit. So now I'm rethinking it. So I just love the comic section. I love it. Yeah, just a little thing. I'm sure a lot of people love it too. I just didn't know it was like a really important thing to me. It was weird. I'm like, why am I always just reading other people's shit? It's interesting. And, what else? What else is going on? I want to go to a comedy show so bad. I love listening to comedy. I love it. It's such a cool scene. And it kind of got me thinking. I mean, I always felt this way. I just didn't ever like said it out loud. But that I 100% humor need to be with someone that has humor. It just makes life lighter. It's a good vibe. There's a certain energy to people who can just make jokes and make things a little bit lighter, because life is, you know, there's so much bullshit. There's so much that you have to do. There's so much going on, and it's nice to be around someone who could just make you laugh, and it's so silly and so fun. That's why I love Theo, because his brain is just so. But he's just one person that I've been for the last like year watching consistently, so that's why he's only for something. But I watch other people, okay. Love comedy, and I really want to go to. I've been thinking I really want to go to a comedy show, and I was just thinking how cool it must be to live somewhere where there's just a comedy club, or being part of a comedy club. That's so sick. I would never go on stage. That's ballsy as hell. I'm not a comedian. And I actually hate public speaking. And that's why I think talking to the camera makes me feel a little uncomfortable, because I almost feel like there's somebody on the other side staring into my soul. And I'm not just in my room by myself, so I should feel comfortable. But yeah, besides the point, my first boyfriend was straight up a fucking comedian. He didn't even know it. He was hilarious. And I always afterwards said, everyone kind of just like, they're cool and all, but they don't make me laugh. And I didn't like realize that it probably set some kind of standard for me, because I was always laughing. And something about the relationship was just playful, lively, and fun. And I think that I always kind of wanted that to just continue, but with somebody else once I moved on. And I thought about that the other day. I'm like, that's probably what it is. I just want someone funny. And there's people who are funny but have a different sense of humor, dry humor. I don't know. Different age humor, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just love comedy, and hearing about it, because a lot of people that are funny, it's because, like, I was listening to a podcast, they were saying that it's mostly people who can talk about themselves and can be authentic and can kind of put out there, just like make fun of themselves. Like, you know, you're not just faking who you are, because usually people could see through that. Super obvious. So, I think that's why I like it, because these people, when they're like that, something about it, it's like, damn. You really just said that? You're fucking ridiculous. And then you're like, I gotta like that, because now you could be ridiculous. And I'm pretty freaking ridiculous when I get comfortable. I'm a little like on edge. I'm feeling very pressured to think of things right now. I'm like, I can't breathe. But I'll get better. I swear. That is so loud. What the hell? Maybe, and like, that's the other thing. I want to have like it set where I kind of have like a flow of how I want to do these videos, like talk about whatever the fuck. I know some people in their podcasts, they'll have like a section where they do a Q&A or some shit like that, which is kind of cool, but you kind of have to have the audience first, and I don't really want to fucking read comments or do any of that for a while. And then the end, like, Theo has a hotline, and I love that concept. Like, that would be fucking cool. You just leave a voicemail and then you can react to it. I kind of want something that is like always there that I could pull up and like have something, you know? So I gotta think of these ways to keep these flowing. Because I have a shit ton of stories, and it's like, I don't know, sometimes I don't really want to just sit down here and tell this story, and a lot of them I want to tell my friends, like all my fucking EDM, like acid, crazy festival stories. Like, I need to be with one of them, because there's so many moments where it's just funny when they tell their side, like, yo, Heidi, do you remember when you were doing this? Because that's the thing. I don't fucking remember half of things because I was loopy. But they'll tell me, they'll be like, do you remember when so-and-so? fucking got blood all over the apartment. And I'm like, what are you talking about? No, I don't remember. Where was I? I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. You were outside making a fire. And I'm like, what? Where? So that's why I'm just like, I have like to get a little organized too, because yeah, so this is just me right now. I guess speaking into existence, and practicing looking into the lens, I guess. And I wanted to also like check the vibe of what this is, exposure with the lighting and how everything looks, so I can adjust shit. Because nothing's worse is when you record something and then you realize like, A, it was fucking not focused or not recording, which I keep checking, or yeah, I'm just doing something stupid that you're just like, oh fuck, man. But yeah, nothing's gonna be perfect, man. That is a fucking bullshit ass way to fucking set. This is just a random thing I wrote down, and honestly, I just still think it's funny. Like, seriously, why do people do the duck thing with the Jeeps? Oh my god, it's so... I don't know if it's just a me thing, because I like everything clean. Like, my car, anything that comes in my car that day, it's coming out when I get out of my car. I don't want one napkin, like, visible. I don't want anything. I want, like, clean. Seriously. I don't even want anything in the back seat. Like, nothing. And I have the trunk thing where you can't see anything. So if anything, everything's going in the back. But all that shit on the dash, like, my eyes would be looking at that as I'm driving. Like, that's so distracting to me. And then when you park the car, it looks retarded. It's just an opinion, people, but I think it looks immature as shit. Maybe it's a cute thing. You got ducked. The fucking thing went out. That's another thing. I don't know why my camera does that. It says recording. Maybe someone will know. It says recording limit reached. It's not that the memory card is full. It just does it. And I don't know why. But now I know it happens at 30 minutes, which is fucking retarded. But back to what I was saying, like, yeah, I just think it looks so weird. And I think it's, what are we, children? What? That's like people who have a bunch of stuffed animals on their bed. I don't know. That drives me nuts. I have a decent amount of pillows, but I actually have a purpose for them. I use them as a body. Okay? It's a comfort thing. You know? One over here feels like you're being like someone's back's against you, and then one between the legs because, like, you know, you might have some back issues, and then once you hug one because, you know, it just makes you feel good. And then you use the actual one, and then sometimes you put one under your feet. But like a bunch of fucking stuffed animals. If I walked into some guy's house and he had a bunch of stuffed animals, bro, I'm out. That's fucking weird. And same thing with the ducks. Not a fan. Children, run. I don't know, dude. I don't fucking know. What else is in here? Oh, yeah. I was saying that, also, like, what got me interested in wanting to do something like this is that, I have a bunch of intrusive thoughts, and I was just saying, it got me thinking, because as I watch more and more YouTube and podcasts and talk shows and shit, vlogs, the people with the most intrusive thoughts, they're random as all hell. It's honestly, like, those are the people that are fucking awesome. Those are the people that I love hanging out with. It's like never boring, and it's just random. And I feel doing something like this, it gets to that spot where you start talking about one thing and then you talk about something else that has nothing to do with it because your mind just goes there, which leads into something else, which is why I want to do this with more people, because that's how conversations are. It's just fucking fun. You feel so good after. At least I do. So that's just something. I love people who have these crazy intrusive thoughts. Like, don't ever feel like you're freaking crazy because you're speaking your mind. Whatever, who cares? Say it. Don't fucking keep that shit in. Who cares if you think it's stupid? I think a lot of the stuff I say is stupid. It makes no sense. And I could be completely wrong about half the shit I'm saying. But I try to say, like, you know, I don't know anything. I am learning and I'm still a human. A lot of the things I say might be just made up because who the fuck am I? I'm just living on this rock, you know? Like, it's not that fucking serious. And if anything, Google it. You fucking figure it out. I'm not claiming to be Wikipedia. And I've always been told you can't fucking use Wikipedia. That shit could be edited by any person. But you get the point. Where's the fucking mute button? I can't when I hear myself. And I have to fucking... I'm like sick. Let me actually mute myself. I had to fucking hog a loogie real quick. And that's the other thing. I'm gonna be real and I'm gonna say it how it is. I'm nasty, dude. I don't care. And that's why my mom will be like, you gotta act like a lady. You're probably scared if you went off. Honestly, dude, I cannot hide that from anybody. Ever. No. Maybe 1 hour. Maybe at a dinner or a work event. Yeah. That's it. I can act. I can put on my fucking big girl shoes and act like a lady. But being with, like, getting to know someone, like, I'm eventually gonna show not eventually, pretty much right away, you're gonna see my true colors. I'm gonna be me. And I'm a fucking weirdo. And as these videos go on, you'll see I'm fucking weird. I don't give a fuck. I've honestly always been like that. People in high school be like, you're a free spirit. You are one of a kind, Heidi. Fucking Heidi is what everyone would say. Fucking Heidi. And I'm like, what, dude? And they're like, why would you say that? I don't know, dude. Because I just fucking said it. And 9 times out of 10, I'm not serious. It's not. All right, it's a fucking joke. But, yeah, it's like, people say that. They're like, my mom says it mostly. She'll be like, so I think a part of her, she'll be thinking that I'm never going to meet someone because of how I am. And I just know that's not true. Because, one, I believe that. Like, I just believe that. And 2, and like feel that. And then 2, there's so many weird people out there that I see. And I'm just like, I fucking love it that you're so weird. You make me feel comfortable. Hell yeah. So. But yeah, back to that. It's just like in high school and stuff. I just always like never really gave a fuck. And that was like my motto, just like, I don't give a fuck. And I was kind of just very like that. And never really cared whoever I was speaking to and around or wherever I went, I was still me. I didn't have to like fake it. And I just is like, if you don't like me, like, whatever. Like, I want people to like me, of course. I don't want to be talking smack. Like, that would make me upset. Like, I would hear people talk shit like, she's so fucking weird or whatever the fuck. Or like, she's a drug addict. I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of here. People would say that in high school. I'm like, I wasn't a fucking drug addict, bro. Not that anyone listening to this would believe me, but I'm serious. I wasn't a fucking drug addict, and I was just crazy sober. Like, I, of course, experimented, but I'm just saying when I was sober, like I'm dead sober right now. And just in general, I would be dead sober and someone would be like, you're fucking weird. Like, what are you on? Like, I want to be on what you're on. And I'm like, life, baby. Like, I'm just happy to be alive. I don't give a fuck. When you don't care what people think about you, yeah, it's a good time. Fuck off. It kind of got me through life. So that's like something too. Like, I want more people to realize it's okay to say you don't give a fuck. Some people say, well, that's selfish. Like, you just care, like, you don't care about anything. No, you're wrong. I care about a lot of things. I care about things that, like, I have fucking morals and I value a lot of things and I do care about people's opinions, but there's like a certain way to say this. I know the people that know what I'm talking about, but saying you don't give a fuck doesn't mean you don't care, because I care about a lot of stuff, but I just don't care what people think, you know? But aside of me, I'm a human, and I do care what people think, you know? I would never want people to be running around thinking I'm fat, so I don't get fat, you know what I'm saying? You know? It's true. That's one thing that me and my friends always laugh about, because we'll be like, holy shit, dude, that person blew up. And I go, I never want anyone to say that about me. So I make sure I work out. You know what I mean? Like, there's things to do, people. And I care about that. So I'm going to make sure. Oh, God. And then also, like, a whole thing, too, in life, for a little bit, I was worried because I didn't really know what I was doing in the paraprofessional world, you know. I was kind of like go with the flow, and I had a lot of dreams and stuff. I'm young. I'm talking as if I'm fucking like retired and never gonna do anything. But I had a time where I just really had everything. You know, you're in high school, like everything is in front of you. You can go any which way. And I never had like a clear direction where other people say, I'm going to go to school and I'm going to study this and I'm going to be this. And in 10 years, I'm going to be here. And I would just be like, so in the moment, like, yeah, I think like today I'm going to do this. And we'll see what happens in 5 days. Now I do plan ahead for sure. I mean, I'm older, and I have these goals that you have to have the whole SMART goals, measurables, and make sure you can get there. But I was always like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't care because I know I'm going to figure it out. Like, not knowing what you're doing and owning it is different, and it's like a nice feeling to just kind of like, it's not bad to be that way is what I was getting at. Just so people know, you know, it's okay to not know what the fuck you're doing. And right now with this, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm doing it and I'm having fun and I'm learning, and then we'll go from there. And I might fucking hate this, but I'm actually having a fun time right now. So yeah. What else did I write down? It's actually really cold right now because I had to turn off my heater because it sounded like a fucking rocket ship was going on behind me, and I'm pissed. I gotta figure that out. And I'm also going to probably end this soon because I do have to go to work and I have to freaking get ready for bed. This kind of ties into what I was just talking about. Embracing the unknown. That's like what that comes down to. That was like a big thing. Like, what really helped me grow in that I don't give a fuck and I'm not worried about where I'm going, but I know I'll get where I want to go. Is because I always did the things I loved and I didn't listen to anyone. If anything didn't make me happy, I would detour. Not always, you know, you learn. I'm not perfect, but I love embracing the unknown, and I'm a very curious person, or I'm just kind of like, that's kind of cool. Like, I would love to look more into that and leads to more opportunities, and yeah, just kind of that. And this says, it's where you find new opportunities, new experiences, new insights. It's a chance to learn and grow. It lets go of your fears. It's a good way to react to the unknown and uncertainty. You know, a lot of people are kind of like hesitant to go towards things that are uncertain, take the safe route, where I'm just like, nah. I never want to make like a huge mistake, like financial decision. So in certain things like that, I prolong them, which is kind of like my thing, why I'm just still in the same town that I grew up in, because I'm just like, I have my job, I have my family, and I have a good amount of money, and now I'm just vibing. And where I go next, which is the big thing, 2025 is going to be all about, I'm going somewhere, but we'll figure that out. I don't want to speak it to the public because my mind changes all the time. Like one day I will say, this is what I'm doing. I'll research it, talk to people, the pros, the people who live there, ask people, and then I rethink it. Visit it, and then I rethink it. So I don't want to say where I want to go, but that's one thing that I do struggle with, you know. It's so uncertain because it's a big change, and I tend to let fear get in the way of it being like the wrong decision. But the other side of me is like, well, I am being smart because I'm not just going to drop bands on like a down payment if it's not the right thing and be locked in, you know what I'm saying? So we're taking it step by step. I'm not smart about that stuff. I talk to the professionals. I seek the professionals on that shit because, you know, I'm not completely there. But, so, I'm not going to lecture. But, yeah. You know, yeah, I want to have I'm just scrambling through this paper right now, and I wish I actually knew what I wrote down because it is so all over the place. Like when I'm telling you there's 7 notebooks in front of me, there is 7 notebooks with 1,000 papers loose. This is something I said, like, yeah, the other thing is doing something like this, it makes you feel awkward, it makes you feel uncomfortable, but to be honest with you, I like getting out of my comfort zone and trying something new, which is why I try like random hobbies, random things. Every year I try to try something, try to take a new class, like whatever it is, because it gets you out of that I know what I'm doing vibe and being like, I'm a beginner and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to learn. And when I leave, I'm going to have a new mindset of maybe I don't like it, maybe I love it, maybe I want to try it again, maybe it's not for me, but that conversation I just had inspired me to do something else or go somewhere else. Like that's why I do things that are uncomfortable and new, because it's good. So I encourage people to do that shit, because doing the same thing all the time gets fucking old and boring. Seriously, that's when I feel the worst, is when I'm stagnant and I can't. So I always make it a goal to do things I even break it down now to like quarters. Like I'm in that stage of my life where like, all right, the first quarter out of the year, I'm going to do these 3 things. Second quarter is this. Out of the whole year is these things. Where are we at? Are we fucking doing it or what? But I'm getting really cold, and I think I talked a good amount to kind of be able to rewatch this and see how the lighting looks and everything. Yeah. So, cheers to that. Cranberry juice. Actually fucking eat cranberry juice. I want to live that life where you have fucking fresh juice from a fucking tree outside. Like a coconut water. No, it's not juice, but fresh fucking coconut. Or you go get some fucking mangoes and you squeeze that shit, like oranges, and you fucking come inside and you blend that shit. Like that is the juices that I want in my life. I want that shit. Those are the little things that matter to me when it comes to lifestyle. Like, I want to be able to do that stuff. Even the garden lifestyle. I know you can have a garden anywhere except my house, because we ain't got 1 ounce of sun. I'm telling you, we don't have 1 ounce of sun. Everything dies here. The only thing that lives is my bamboo plant. But that ain't gonna feed me, so. But yeah, so one day. That's that lifestyle. That's that live by the land shit. But I want to live by the ocean shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what this says, and then I'm done. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we'll just say bye. All right, maybe I'll lead into my next video, and this is where we'll start. So I want to, besides getting my friend to come over so I could talk about these stories that I wrote down with her, because they're hilarious and fun and entertaining and just amazing. And people can learn from my stupid mistakes. The other thing is that I was going to say is that I did a bunch of road trips, and I did like a Q&A. So I made my own Q&A, and I just I feel like the best way to talk about, how much I spent, where I went, what I would do differently, what I would do again. I remember when I went, people would ask me a bunch of questions all the time. So I'm thinking that my next video, I'll actually have like a little thing, and I will answer a bunch of questions about road trips and saving money and just how I did it, and fun stories and shit like that. So things that happen, there's a lot of crazy things that happen. So on that note, I'm going to get the fuck out of here, and I'm going to go to fuck to bed. So on that note, ready? I'm ridiculous. Seinfeld. So it reminds me of. Come on, why can't they be a little longer? I'm just getting into it. See ya. Thanks for watching.